SRTV. Innovative content, global audience.
All right, what's up, people? Let me start well. Yes, welcome to today. It's a great day. It's the 30th of December 2022. The year is over. And we should thank God that we're here. Me and my team and the entire crew from SRTV, we're wishing you very a happy new year, a prosperous one coming. 2023 should be a great thing, not for us alone, for Delta State, for Nigeria, and for the world at large. Today is one of the series of the town hall meetings we are working on. We're trying to present to you. The essence of the town hall meeting is to actually to talk as a people. You know, when I define television, television is not a place where two people talk. It's a place where we talk to each other about ourselves. So that's why I came up with this program. So yes, we are looking at the 2023 elections, which is important. But as you will see, the program will move further to look at how we're being governed, how we can solve our problem economically, how we can contribute to society, to praise those who are doing the good things and actually ridicule some who are bringing us behind. So that is going to be, but what the beauty of the town hall meetings is not only that the Chris talking, is that the Chris talking with very many people and you inclusive. So you can join the conversation at any time by either joining us via video, as you can see, or you can phone in. It's +447459 071747. Or actually, you can just join the live comment. And any comment you make, I will present it and the world can read it. And sometime I will read it again. And we will talk about it. So you can be part of this program. That's why it is all engaging. On today, special edition, I'll be joined by a very smart journalist from Delta State. Today's topic is a focus on Delta State. That is the state where I come from. So we're going to focus on Lagos, focus on Abia, focus on all states in Nigeria. Because we cannot solve our problem. We cannot expect only the federal to solve our problem. We want to know what the states are doing. Tonight, we're going to look at how we've been managing Delta State till date. I know when I say this, many people are very angry with me already. It's my job, brother. Anyway, we're going to look at Delta State. We're focusing on Delta State tonight because we're going to see some of the activities of our governor. He's currently running for the office of the vice president. I'm here to make a statement on that. But on the way he managed Delta State, that's what we're going to look at tonight. And look at Delta State in general and what we can achieve as a people. So I'll be looking at that with this journalist, Austin Inaya. He will be joining us shortly. But before we do that, I think it would be nice to do justice to this wonderful day by playing this general music to Nigeria. I like what is played by Wado King. It's a wonderful tune. Let's see. Let's hear from Wado King first before we bring in Austin.
All we need is love.
My fellow Nigerians, the Yoruba, Hausa, and Igbo, both home and abroad, especially the youths, remember that we still stand on one Nigeria. For the unity of our great beloved country, Nigeria, is not negotiable. And to keep Nigeria one is a task that must be done.
Long live the Federal Republic of Nigeria! Nigeria no go scatter, the original policeman says so. Carry go!
Nigeria no go ever scatter. Now you want to scatter.
And you hear what the man say?
Nigeria no go ever scatter. Now you want to scatter. Now listen. Our great leaders making I hear me well. No united we stand, divided we fall. There should be no more corruption, insecurity, unemployment, power failure, religious crisis, for our country, Nigeria. You know go scatter, stop killing. Innocent people stop bombing. Churches are mosques, schools are order. Because Almighty God called them killing. This is my advice to the terrorists. Everybody down to change. Change for the bad to good. Nigeria no change. We gotta sing it together. Change. Everybody down to change. Change for the bad to good. Nigeria no change. Change. Our new leaders, so they are fit real. We believe Nigeria change. We believe Nigeria change. We are going out for the change. You wanna go with me? No, no more. For the vote when you can't stay in the country change. That is why you are so fucking. I tell you no. Nigerians, don't worry. I know that we must get to the promised land. My fellow Nigerians, don't worry. I know that we must get to the promised land. Nigeria no go ever scatter. Now you want to scatter. And do you hear what they want to say? Nigeria no go ever scatter. Now you want to scatter. Come follow me, sing, come follow me, go. Change unto the terrorists. Change unto the kidnappers. Change unto the armed robbers. Change unto the bad leaders with the scatter Nigeria. All we need is love. This is a Muslim we love one another. Igbo, Yoruba, Hausa, love one another. North, South, West, we love one another. Nigeria, good people, great nation. Come follow me, sing, come follow me, go. Nigeria, good people, great nation. Grown up people, the original police, but they party and I love my side. I can see for the beat, so respect life. Cannot go ever scatter. Now you want to.
Nigeria no go ever scatter. I like that tune, you know. Wado King, God bless you for that inspirational track. And it's one of those things we Nigerians should be trying to, in fact, try to be patriotic. You cannot be better than your country. You cannot be bigger than your country. You can, in fact, your country is who you are. You define by your environment, by the way you conduct yourself, your family. And this is very important that we try as we go into 2023 to carry this spirit that Nigeria should not scatter, Nigeria should play. There should be justice and equity for all of us. Anyway, let's get down to the business of today. With me in the studio is a wonderful journalist that you guys need to meet. Austin Inaya is right here with me. Austin, please welcome to the program.
Yeah. Daddy Chris, good evening from Nigeria. Good evening, Nigeria. Good to be with you today on this wonderful live program.
Wonderful.
Thank you.
Yes. Austin, we cannot get a better day to be with you than today because we want to focus on Delta State. All right? It's a special focus on Delta State, and I think it's very important, you know. I say welcome to this town hall meetings focusing on Delta State. We come from a very rich state, and we've been opportune to be blessed with human resources and natural resources. And there are so many things that are happening. I don't know whether you're happy, but we'll be looking at all that tonight with other people. I know they'll have a lot of questions. So, but generally, how is Asaba? How are you guys preparing for the 2023 elections? How are you guys preparing over there?
Yeah, the campaign are taking full toll. every candidate is trying to see how he can secure place of victory. Moving from, we started with door to door. We have left door to door to word campaign. Now in local government to local government campaign. I think by later we will now round it up at the state capital, Asaba. That is in respect to the governorship.
Yeah.
While the presidential, as you can see all over the place, they are moving from state to state. Depends on the party which you belong.
Yeah.
That's where we are today. So election is very close. By February 28th, we'll be out of it. We'll see the result.
It's exciting. It's exciting. And I think, well, I don't know, we don't know about the governance yet, but I think it's an exciting time to see Nigeria transitioning from one democratic government to another. It's exciting. If we keep practicing it, I think there's future. Don't you think so? Is that not the hope we have? Okay. For some reason, Nigeria, what it is, there may be one or two challenges in terms of our network. So I'll keep coming, bringing him in and out. And for those of you who want to join, like I said, you can join. But he's pivotal to this discussion tonight. As we focus on Delta State, he's on the ground in Asaba as we speak. He's very knowledgeable, and he will be telling us what is happening in Delta State in particular. Like I said, we'll be looking at Delta State. Before Austin comes back, I think Austin is back. Austin, you're back. Your network is that's Nigeria for us, all right. Asaba, this is where we say it should be better for everybody, because then if the society is successful, then we'll have a more stable things to come. All right, Austin, let's look at Delta State. All right, let's focus, because the network is trying to disgrace us from time to time. There's something that is really disturbing me, and I want to share that banner with everybody on the platform tonight. And that is this very, we are the background, Austin, don't worry, so they can see us. What I have here, ladies and gentlemen, is Delta State budget. Delta State budget from 2015 to 2023. Let me take this out, because this is disturbing. The budget of Delta State from 2015 to 2023 is what we are expecting. They've not spent that money. Let's wait for that. But 2015, that's how many years? 15, 2016, 2017, 2018, 2019, 2020, 21, 22. That's how many years? We're spending close to 3 trillion. Kai. And sometimes when people call this amount of money, it gets me confused. I don't know where to keep this figure, but I'm going to bring it in from time to time. First, I think we should listen to Austin first. Austin, this is not a joke, This is not a joke. To see this amount of this ridiculous amount of money, people talking about it as if it's a joke. How can a state that has all this amount, what do we have? Okay, let me put it this way. What do we have to show for all this? Can you tell us one of those things that you guys are now enjoying in Delta State? That can.
Thank you, Daddy Chris. As you can see, I want to be speaking as a financial expert, which is one of my core trainee, analyzing figures and making people to understand the implication of figures. I'm not the governor of the other state, so I will also speak as a citizen. And asking me what is on ground, I think that question can only be directed to the governor. But as generally speaking, when you see those figures there from 2015 to date, it's alarming. If you look at it critically, see what is budgeted for recurrent expedition and capital expedition, you see the margin there. Of course, as you know, that capital expedition is the hub of development. Yes. That's where development comes from. That's where we talk about infrastructure. That's where we talk about
okay. Go on. Okay. I want you to do us a favor. For those of us who are not financial experts, you understand? on the budget, it said recurrent expenditure, recurrent and the capital expenditure. What is the difference between the two? Just for the layman, you are a financial expert. So
understand. Okay. Exactly. That's what I'm trying to break down. You see, in this budget you see here is not peculiar to Delta State alone. The entire Nigeria as a nation. This is what you also seen in their budgeting document. This is a document from the budget office of the Federation, under the ministry, working under the Ministry of Finance. So this is a chronicle of allocation to various sectors, to various areas from 2015 to date, excluding 2023. And what is recurrent editor? These are money that are budgeted to pay expenses, to pay salaries, to service the government official.
Okay.
Why you talk about capital? Capital is a project, money dedicated for projects. So you look at the parity there. Look at in 2015, 162 billion was dedicated to service government. Where 90.
And yet, what are they servicing? That's the thing that is confusing me. I'm confused here. Austin, what could they be spending all that money to service?
Government is run by people. Government is run by facility. Government is run with expenses. So
and that is why they can say to Austin. This is confusing me. So are you saying that they spend 162 billion to pay salaries, maybe run fuel? I don't know, because they are owing some pension now. So what? Austin, I get confused. What did Okowa and his government spend all this huge money on year to year? This for 1 year. So if we divide that by 12, Austin, I'm getting confused. No, when you look at what the guys are talking about here, let's go back to the let's take on the year 2022 for instance. They say they spent 185 billion.
Like I was saying. That's what I'm trying to say.
Go on. We are with you, Austin. Go on.
Government, I was saying, government is being run by personnel, being run by people. Okay, and these people that are running the government carry expenses. So when you carry a lot of expenditure, that you pay salaries, you pay bill, government pay servicing of loan. There are loans that are already collected. You make provision for it. Then of course the social amenities, the facility government used to work. These are what we call recurrent expenditure. They manifest every month. It's a bill you must pay. The salary of the civil servant, the salary of the political appointee, and all that's too numerous to mention. They are all inbuilt in the recurrent expenditure, because every month there's a bill waiting for the manager of that resources, of that fund. So what they do, what is alarming, the only thing that's alarming is that provisioning for recurrent expenditure is usually bigger than that of capital. And that's why you find it difficult to see government struggle. The bill the government carry is more than that of projected for development. Because when you look at 2015, there, for instance, 90 billion were projected for capital expenditure. Capital means you're going to construct road, you're going to build market, you're going to do this, you're going to do that, you're going to build school, you're going to build hospital. So at the end of the day, you find out that the budget for capital is becoming inadequate. And that's why you find it to say, okay, where is the money? Where is the money? I can't see it on ground. You understand?
No. Austin. I want to know. I understand what you're saying. Are you saying that the people that the government, the money? Okay, let me think like a layman. All right, I employ 20 people to work for me, like the government employ civil servant to do a job. Are there no income coming back to the government for what they do? So are they spending this money on paying salaries? And these people, it's only when you give political appointment and you just pay money for them doing nothing? Or what are their job? Of what use are these people to the state? Because you are using the state money to run expenditure. What are the people contributing to the state? That is something we need to look at. Because if Okowa is a businessman, this is where I'm confused. If he's a businessman and he has this kind of money, is he ready to spend this amount on the staff he has now? Because he has all the people, the civil servant and all of them are his staff. And in turn, the staff are bringing back nothing. I'm thinking like a layman.
It is not justifiable to say the staff appointed by the manager of the fund, whoever that presiding on the fund is not justifiable. You see, the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria permits the governor to appoint as many persons as he can appoint. I think up to 250 persons.
To do what? To do what? Okay, in terms of the appointees, because that's what I don't know. Go have how many numbers of PAs and SAs and all that. And all these people are supposed to go home with cars and have some stupid amount of money as salary. They earn more than civil servants for political appointees, SA and all that. What is their role, and of what use are those people to us? I don't care to Okowa. Of what use are those people to us that owns the money? Because right now we are how do I put it? We are poor people living in a rich state. The figure is huge. Let me bring it back. I'm confused here. When I see this figure, I say, oh, is this real? This amount of money. Look at what they've done now for the new year. Because this is where we can talk now. Maybe they're going to use them for election anyway. So they say that they're going to spend 235 billion naira, 236 if you look at that correctly. I don't understand. You guys just call this money as if it's a joke. To do what? To service loan and pay salaries. Mm-hmm. Maybe the government will need to open their book. And then they're spending another 336 billion on capital expenditure. What are they? I know you're not the governor, but as a financial expert, anyone you can do, I'm happy.
Yes, like I was saying, as a financial analyst, do you know that before a budget is being put together, the citizens make contributions. The legislator, the lawmaker make contributions. Then the executive make its own submission. So it is not only the executive that design the budget and just send to the public. A lot of people make input there. So at that point, if nobody were able to query it, there's nothing. It will become difficult at the point that it has been approved, that it has passed the house. Do you understand?
I see.
The government usually calls for public hearing. Usually call for public hearing for people to make input. This is what we are going to do. The budget is an anticipation of what to come in. So when you see budget like this, they are expecting that in the oil, from the federal allocation, we will get this year. We'll get within this period, we'll get this before. Yeah. And of course, plus the internally generated revenue. So they have a projection for all this. So when you let me put it this way, where you owe somebody 20 million, and you are expecting a supplier who you have sold something to pay you 50 million.
Yeah.
Okay, you have the capacity to go on credit
because you're spending that money.
Yeah, because you are credit worthy.
Yes.
So the problem where they run into is that what if the supplier did not pay? And you're
Buhari promised to pay that bulk of money.
Yeah, that
Buhari did not pay.
That is where with the language of what we call budget deficit comes in. It become a setback. So you now begin to borrow again to meet up.
To begin to pay the loan, because now you are in loan, you still have to borrow another loan to begin to service loan and
yeah. See, let me quickly shift on EQ or loan. Loan is, you see, obtaining loan is excellent, but the usage, the application of funds is what we should be talking about. You cannot run a government without obtaining credit facility. Just like businessmen. You see, if you want to escort yourself from going into credit facility, you cannot meet up.
No,
there
I
are
agree.
bills waiting for you. There are projects waiting for you. You need to source for fund everywhere. But provided when you get this credit facility, deploy it into the critical infrastructure, critical project that you have marked down, not diverting it from that purpose for another purpose. That is where it is bad. That's where loan is not good.
So, what in terms of this now? Let me go back to the figure again. If you look at this now, go to the capital expenditures. You can, if I put these figures together, can you identify project of 20? This is, oh God, I cannot even put it together. How many trillion? Let's divide by 2. It's actually no more. Say, are you saying that we have spent about 2 trillion naira on physical, on that's capital project that we can see in Delta State within this period? 2 trillion. You guys are joking. 2 trillion naira. What are they? Is it the secretariat, or is it the village, the field village? Which of them can you say is what? That I found out that the secretariat is about 16 billion. That's what we're talking about, which is stupidity anyway. But we're talking of some trillion here. So what Asoko has spent about 1.5 trillion on capital expenditure. Hello. Now let's forget about the one, the current can, oh, we paid loan, we did that. But this other one, let's argue on 1 trillion. Where is 1 trillion investment in Delta State, sir? Just identify the ones you can see. The ones you can, you're not the government, right? Because hey, what I'm saying, Austin, is for evil to exist, righteous men are busy doing nothing. You are the journalists, you are the guys, you are the journalists on ground, and I know you guys will not be sitting and allowing this to happen and not say anything, because then you are part of it. You see, when you see evil and you don't stop it, then you are part of the evil. You know, I know you don't have the power to do it, but at least saying it, talking about it is important. I hardly hear from Delta State journalists concerned about how our money is being spent. And now, and you know, the funniest thing is, I'm going to come to that, because your new candidate, the people running for governor right now, they've not really actually engaged the journalists. And I want to know why. So let's talk about this first. What do you guys know? Do you guys, are you both sitting down? Are you satisfied that 1 trillion naira capital expenditure has been spent in Delta State during the Kowa's government? 1 trillion. I'm not going to quote all. One.
Well, like I said, you are broadcasting live from London. We are ground here, and if you come over, you may not see the beauty of what this government has transformed from 2015 to date. You know,
call him roadmaster. That is what I confused me. You call your governor roadmaster. That roadmaster, and they look for the road. People speak pidgin here. Where the road?
When you come to Delta, you don't look for the road. Like Asaba here, you know, there are a lot of places that are impassable before now. You can't move, you don't motorable. The governor, up from Asaba to Agbo to Ugele, Asaba.
Hey, to Ugele, are you people who are not living in Ugele? Ugele is a no-go. So I don't know about Asaba to Ugele.
Asaba to Ugele, the dual carriageway that's there. You know,
is it moving? Is it done?
Yes, it's at the finishing stage. I passed through there. I'm not the commissioner. I'm not the commissioner for works.
For how many years? You know that it's a finishing stage. Okay, it's a finishing stage. That's it. Let's take that.
Yeah, it's a finishing stage. I passed through that place. I can speak as a citizen. I'm not the commissioner for information. Rather, I'm a commissioner for work for the governor. But as a citizen who see things on ground, if you come to Asaba, there are a lot of internal roads that are already repackaged and is now motorable. You know, unlike before, if you look at the water flood that was ravaging Asaba, it took a lot of millions of billions of naira to recontrol the erosion. Do you understand? Look at
when the flood came now, Asaba is free. Because flood really came to Delta State, and Asaba was not part of it.
It's not like before. It's not like before, but at least relatively better. I know the flood came, but it's not like before that when it was very war. So, but what I'm talking about is that the point here is that government should be able to dedicate reasonable amount for capital expenditure. You look at the recurrent and capital expenditure, the expenses government incur, the expenses government incur on a yearly basis is alarming. You talk about payment of unnecessary allowances, payment of a lot of social expenditure that government is carrying. And it's not peculiar to Delta State government alone. This budget we are seeing now is by the time you go further and bring the entire Nigeria budget, you will see that a meager amount made for the capital expenditure. For instance, by the time you begin to break down that capital expenditure down, you see what is the meager amount made available for health, for education, for agriculture. They are all there. They are all there. So when you see at the end of the day, when you are not seeing the impact, when you're not seeing the impact, supervision is also one of it. You award a contract for somebody and nobody is monitoring and evaluating. So you keep paying, you keep remitting. Take the for instance, if you come to Nigeria now, you talk about road quality of road. Quality
Yes.
of road. You only found that one in Abuja, Lagos, and Port Harcourt. But we thank God for Delta State, at least for the period ECSLSA has been on ground now, we can see some visible road that have never been there before. So when you begin to question budget of the government, you can only find out if truly it is justifiable when you are on ground. The books are there.
I don't want to put you on the hot seat because it's not you are not in government, but you are a journalist, so you are in government directly or indirectly. We owe the people a duty of report to let them know what is going on, and I know you guys are doing your best. My concern is if we even talk about what the government has done in terms of some of the routes. We're talking about some trillions of naira here. We're talking some billion of naira, trillion, and it sometimes it's scary when you listen. You're talking of okay, and in this capital or in this current expenditure, I'm sure local governments have been given a particular amount of money. I'm going to just talk with you now, I think like a layman, like I always say. So if Okowa, let's look at the budget for 2020. I want to be very simple, very simple. Let's look at the budget for 2020. Okay. Let's look at the budget for 2020. Is it budget for 2023, for instance? The recurrent expenditure is 235. So, and we have 25 local government, for instance. So it won't cost the governor anything to give every local government, say, 2 billion. Say, okay, add this 2 billion, invest in whatever you want to do, and come back to me with the result. Is there any investment that you can think of that has been done by the district government that is bringing a return to the state? Can you think of one? I wish I can talk to the government directly. It's unfortunate that I have to put you on this hot seat. But I've never seen one anywhere they put the government on any of these things. Why?
There's investment, a massive investment that is on ground that I see. There's what we call Kwale Industrial Park. I don't know whether you have heard of the Kwale Industrial Park.
I've not.
It's under this administration of His Excellency the Governor of the other state. And of course, we currently, do you know that Delta State have a film village now?
Yes, I know of that one. And those are the two. We're talking of capital expenditure. How much does the film village? What's the budget of the film village? I want to know. What is budget for this industrial park, which is still hanging anyway? It's still there.
No, when you say specific, that's why these are the one I can remember that are on ground I can see. And again, look, this government believe in the empowerment of the youth, the job creation, the job created for the youth within the period of that review from 2015 to date. They are there. The governor has empowered so many youth in Delta State. And today, you can see many youth are becoming self-reliant. They are even a player of labor. Empowering them with starter pack is funding. So many of the youth today have been taken from the street under the administration of this
No. This is confusing. How many people have been taken from the street? Oh my God, that part of it, empowered. No, in the modern days, I think we better not go there. In this modern time where people are talking about empowerment, it's an opportunity for government to just swindle us again and again. How many people are being empowered? Empowered with what? With keke? With bike? With the sewing machine? Is that the empowerment of the 21st century? Come on, Okowa, you can do better now. Why didn't you empower your daughter that way, if that is the case, Okowa? That is an insult. You understand? And in fact, we're talking of the problem we have here is if the state move forward, then we are moving. But if it's not for him, Okowa will leave. Ibori has left. He's now watching from somewhere. Okowa next year will be watching from somewhere if he doesn't become vice president. A time will come where we're all going to look back at what we have done. President Okowa now may not be helping him at all. He might need time to think again. A year is a lot. 3 months can do something in government. What has Okowa invested? That, okay, I'm leaving Delta State. When I leave, this will bring him money. Peter Obi was able to say that as he was leaving, he invested the money, though the other man claimed he didn't see anything. That the money he invested is bringing out money. And the other one, he helped to build a brewery. Things like that did work. What has Okowa done that is now bringing us money with all this current and capital expenditure that we have received? By the time he leaves now, we must have spent 3 trillion. 3.5 trillion. 3.5 trillion, my people. This is no joke. What has he spent the money that we can see? I know very many of them. I'm going to come back to why PDP. Perhaps this is why I say why PDP should remain they are the one that have been running the affairs of the state now for how many years? 24 years. And this is what we have to show. We are still the poorest. I know the last, I'm going to come to that because you are an expert in this. The last figure shows that the Delta State has the least poverty ratio in Nigeria. I don't know, second to the list, poverty ratio. And I say, how? Where? In my village, I don't see the people living well. What are you people telling me? Is it manufactured figure? Is it real? What job has Okowa created in his time in government that is now helping us? We need to be. You know what? Where I'm really concerned tonight, Austin, and I know it will not be traced to Okowa's government alone, that in my village where I come from, and that's my major concern, that people are dying. They're killing one another. We'll come to that. Let's finish with this money thing. Let's talk about the money. If not, I don't understand how young people can be killing themselves in a place where we have a king, where we have the police, we have everything, and they allow them to kill themselves. And there's a local government chairman. He collects money. These are the things Okowa is funding, from what I can see. What are they doing? What use is this government to us? Well, it's better not to have a government at all than to have the kind of government we have now, if you allow me to say so. Augustine, let's go back to this figure. I'm confused.
Okay.
The question I ask is, look at this figure. We're not joking here. What can Okowa point that I have done this capital expenditure, that this one is not going to bring money to Delta State when I am no more? One, I know he built a film village. It's not going to, to the film village what? Bring him money to Delta State. Amen. And he built industrial park. And all of them in Delta North to start with. Why? All the major things we are talking about now, they are all in Delta North. Tell me one major establishment, one major project to go and move out of Delta North.
Daddy Chris, let me respond in this manner. You see, when His Excellency, the former governor of Delta State, James Onanefe Ibori, was governor between 1999 to 2007. Yes, he was able to establish a legacy that is still on ground today. But if you look at it very well, his major focus of economic development was in Ogara.
Okay.
I remember at that time, everywhere in Ogara was full of lights, street lights everywhere. James Ibori focused in Ogara. And Ogara was not the only place in Ethiopia West.
You're right.
Ogara was like was like Mecca then.
Yes,
He pulled all the resources. All the today we have
political Mecca. You call it a political
yes.
Mecca anyway. Yeah.
We have the naval base now. You know, now all the military apparatus.
We don't need naval base, though. Us, they are from there.
The logistics, yes.
Base, take it home. We don't need naval base.
Nigeria Navy logistic headquarters.
We don't need it. To do what? What has that one done for us?
No, I'm coming.
Okay.
So when he did all that, Ogara was nowhere to be reckoned with before until James Ibori came in. He gave his road, gave everywhere, and everywhere was bright. So when people begin to criticize His Excellency the governor for uplifting the life of people in Agbo, it cannot be faulted. It cannot be faulted.
So it's following the routine.
I cannot be governor tomorrow. And my community where I come from, my village, will remain the same thing. For 8 years. You understand? So when the governor leaves, the current governor is leaving by 29 May, His Excellency the governor of Delta State, Senator Dr. Ifeanyi will be out of office as a governor. Another person will come in.
Yes.
So let that person go and develop
any governor that comes in will now use the money to help his people. What did that your brother Udwan, what did he do for his people?
Yeah, well,
drag land. All Udwan did was drag land.
No. Udwan was able to build schools. Legacy of school.
Okay.
Is credited to Udwan. All the model school you see all within and around Delta State today, we are all the legacy of His Excellency, former governor Emmanuel.
We're talking of people spending trillion on schools. That sand they park there. How much do they spend to build a school for my brother? We're talking of you. I don't know what the momentum amount of money we're talking about here, and we're talking about some schools. Okonwa can come now and say, Fifth Village, how much for this amount of money? Trillions. Come on, let's convert it to if the world can hear me, the amount of money we're talking about, I want the world I'm revealing what is happening in my own state because I'm going to look at other states in Nigeria. But this is one of those series of town hall meetings where we try to look at what is going on and what is happening to our people. On the screen here, it's between 2015 and 2023 projection. That's 2023 is not been done yet, but this is their budget already agreed. We've been spending between our current and capital expenditure 3.3 trillion naira. Trillion. The world, the naira now, okay, it's really bad for the first time now that it's gone to almost 1,000 to the pounds. Before it was about 50 naira to a pound. So we're talking about dividing this figure by 50 or say by 70. Okay, now it's changed to 500 and so say 500 divided by 500. That is the amount of the foreign currency we're talking about. So it's no joke. That's what our government has spent. And if you go to these places, I don't need to tell you the level of poverty. The level of poverty. And they talk about roads. So I'm going, Austin, before I will, of course, I'm with you all through the night. I'm going to bring in some brains to ask some questions here and contribute to what is going on. This is somebody is about to join us, but I've not seen it. For those of you who want to join the town hall meetings, you're more than welcome to join us. If you join with the link, I will add you to the broadcast. And before now, for those of us who are on the platform, I'm always going to let quickly. I want to hear from Barrister Solomon. Solomon, sir, are you there, sir? I'm always happy to have you on the platform, sir.
Hello, good evening, gentlemen. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you loud and clear, sir. Loud and clear.
Yes, a very good evening to you all.
Thank you,
and I want to welcome Austin Inaya on board, the financial consultant. Austin, I have some questions for you. I I was made to understand that you are a financial expert, but unfortunately, you were talking like a politician.
He's a
You were being
journalist.
partisan.
This Austin is actually a journalist. He's not in government. So Austin is not in government. He's a journalist and a financial expert. That's his background, training. Yes. Go on, sir.
Well, there are a few things you mentioned which I want to tell you to be very careful with. Because most of these things will say they can be impeached. And the consequences are really far enormous. Whoa. Very, very unquantifiable. The first one you mentioned was that you said Okowa has completed a lot of projects in Delta State. You were very specific. You mentioned the Kwale Industrial Park. You mentioned the Film Village. And you were very quick to lift him up. The question I want to ask you now, I guess you're an honorable man by your name Inaya. I guess so.
Yes.
But even if you are not, I want to ask you this very, very germane question. Now, Austin, can you name just one single project Okowa has done in Urobo land? Before I ask the other question, thank you.
Also, before you answer that, I throw that question to us. When Ibori was in government,
oh, really?
When Ibori was in government, Ibori spent all the money in his village, in my village, which is Uganda. That it is wrong to now accuse Okowa for spending money in this area. That is what Austin. I will allow Austin to say now. I'm supporting him now. So go on, Austin.
Okay. I lost the connection there. I didn't get a full question he was trying to ask me. I don't know whether Daddy Chris can rephrase the question from my
question was, you said Okowa has completed a lot of projects and you named some.
Can I ask the same question?
Yes.
Can I repeat myself, please? I love to repeat myself.
Okay.
Austin, can you hear me now, please?
Yes. Go ahead, please.
You were very quick to relate to Okowa to say that he has completed a lot of projects in our Delta state. You were specifically mentioning Kwale Industrial Park and the Film Village. The question I want to ask you, as an honorable man, I was told, is that can you name one single project that Okowa has done in Urobo land for these 8 years that he has spent over 3 million naira? Thank you. 3 trillion, sorry. Yeah. Trillion. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, my brother. Like I said, my appearance here on this platform today is not to speak on behalf of the governor. He never paid me to do anything. He never even know that I'm here. But I'm just speaking as a citizen and as a financial analyst who can see figure and give credit to figure. You know, Daddy Chris make a question that what has His Excellency the governor done between 2015 to date as a citizen.
You should not say it, you should not think. Hello, sorry, I have to come in. Sorry.
Let him answer your question.
No.
Let him answer, then you throw him. Let him finish.
He's telling us that he's thinking. Don't think.
As a citizen,
I'm not a cantankerous person.
Right.
He just told us now that he's thinking. That is what he's telling us. We have not asked you to come and think of this studio. We have asked you to come and tell us the facts so that we can move Delta State forward. But here you are campaigning for Okowa, saying that Okowa has done so well.
To be fair to him,
okay, let me. I think you have asked a question. Let me give you an answer. I'm telling you
No, I had him say so that Okowa has done a lot. Okay. He even went further to talk about roads. He said there are a lot of roads. Can you hear me?
Where would you?
Yeah.
Yes. He said severally, 2 times specifically, that a lot of roads have been repackaged. That was his language, which are never there before. And I also want to ask him to name the roads for me, because it's appalling to travel to Asaba from all the corners of Delta State, particularly Warri. So I don't know where he's getting his facts from.
Okay, thank you, my brother. Like I said, I'm speaking objectively as a citizen and as a person who residents in the state capital. And if you recall, before 2015, the status of Asaba as a capital. If you have visited Asaba before, you will know at Atore that the status have been uplifted. It is never the same as Asaba you know before. I'm not holding brief for Kowa, but I'm telling you what is on ground here. There are a lot of internal roads within Asaba and the Evaro that have been upgraded. Some of them newly constructed that are impassable before. And the fiscal project that I mentioned upcoming, not completed, the Kwale Industrial Park. I did not say completed, not completed. And I also mentioned the film village that have been commissioned by the PDP presidential candidate, His Excellency Elijah Atiku Abubakar recently. And by the Vice President of Nigeria, who came to commission it. The film village is there for use. As you know, Asaba is the hub of the Nollywood in Nigeria. Then we talk about the secretariat, the gigantic secretariat that have no other state have been able to replicate it. Is there. These are physical projects that you can see. Every layman can see it. So it is not correct to say that over 3.3, about 3-point-something trillion that be pocketed by the governor using it for nothing. It's not correct.
Austin, the question he asked you again is, which of them can you point that happened in where this is, to be fair to us with the Robo people, which of these projects is in our area? One. Not when I say 10. One. Oh, are you saying Ibori did not do anything? Ibori built stadium across the whole place. He did a lot of things. Which one?
That increase, what I said is this. For you to, I'm not in the right position to answer that question. What Okowa has done in the Robo Nation. I can only respond to the one I see. I cannot talk about the one I did not see. Yes, so whether he has done something in the north, in the south, and the central, and the south, that is only the governor and the commissioner for work that can speak specifically on area like that.
Yes,
it is not my jurisdiction. I'm speaking.
But the only thing I want to ask is, because I want to ask people at home, if the dual road, the dual carriageway from Asaba to Ughelli is done, then we'll be happy. At least let us, because at the end of the day, we're looking for success. We're not here to actually fight the
Let me tell you that increase before now.
Okay, Austin.
Hold on. You spent about 4 hours to get from Asaba.
Austin, can you hear me?
But now, if you go through that road now, 1 hour 30 minutes. 1 hour 30 minutes, you are already in Ughelli from Asaba. It's almost completed. That was a road abandoned before. It's been resuscitated and completed by this current administration of the governor of Ifeanyi Okowa. So we can say that we have to be fair when we are making our judgment. We have to be very, very fair. You cannot just say because.
Hello, Austin, can you hear me?
Okay, we need to listen to one. Austin is still talking. Sometimes I want us to listen to one another. Then that's my job here.
Exactly.
Austin was still talking. Now I want you to chip in again. Solomon, go on.
Austin, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yes, I can hear you.
I can understand where you are coming from. There you go again with another arrow that has a boomeranging effect.
Okay, man.
If you say a road has been abandoned and the road is almost getting nearer to the completion state, one begins to wonder, Okowa has been in the government for 8 years. So are you, in other words, telling us that this road has been abandoned for 8 years? Is that true? That's why I say, let's be very careful with the way we make our assertions, because we cannot defend them. Well, let me leave you with that, because I was very happy when they told me you were coming on board, and I said this is our own son of the soil. Let's see how we can discuss and work with him, because that decrease gave a very beautiful picture about you. But what I'm saying now, there appears to be an enormous contradiction. Anyway, I'll leave that out. But what I want to ask you as a financial expert, this is entirely your field. the question I want to ask you is that, as a financial expert, do you think that these budgets that the COA government has been rolling out for the past 8 years is reliable or fraudulent? And do you think that going by this practice, the state will move forward? Thank you very much, Austin, and bye from me.
Thank you, Mr. Robinson. I appreciate your concern towards discussing way forward for the development of our dear state, Delta State. I'm concerned about the growth and development of the state, and everything about it. I will always want to share my view, my view, and also suggestion. So when this platform came up, it became a very, very veritable tool for us to make suggestions for way forward. Let me quickly say the budget in place right now that we're talking about, chronicle from 2015 to date. You see, we cannot say that in my introduction, I said budgets are not designed by the executive. We have three arms of government: the executive, the legislator, and the judiciary. And when a budget is being packaged, the government always call for public hearing. People, citizens make an input. They make an input. They make an input. It is not packaged from the state government house and just go and dump on the people. It's a lot of, it encompasses all the citizens. A lot of people make an input in the budget. Those figures you are seeing there. And it went through the House of Assembly to get approval. The House of Assembly members, they deliberated on it. These are our representatives from various local governments, from various communities. They are all there. The chairman has committee of finance and appropriation. Is the Honorable Eriata Kaiburi. She has been there since 2015. You know people you will hold responsible. You will throw aspersion on His Excellency alone.
Okay,
You understand?
yeah, I agree with you.
Hold on. I'm not done.
Okay.
We have stakeholders that share in this blame. We have stakeholders. The governor alone cannot go and borrow money. The governor alone cannot put it together.
Agree.
Let me tell you again.
Let him finish, please.
Give me the ground. Let me express my thought. The civil servant, they make an input. Do you know before you could draw a budget, every MDA, ministry, department, and agencies, they all bring in their budget to the Ministry of Economic Planning and Finance for collation.
Okay.
That's how the budget is being drawn together.
Yes.
At the end of the day, you come out to a bogus amount. But what I query in the budget is this. I said it earlier. You cannot be, and it's not peculiar to Delta State alone. All over the state, they always allocate more huge amount for recurrent expenditure than the capital expenditure, which is very wrong. The capital expenditure are where projects come up. That's where you talk about health, money for education, money for this, money for that, project, road, infrastructure, water, and other amenities. Recurrent expenditure carry the day. You always have so much money because that's where the government have a loophole. That's where they can draw money without you questioning it. They will tell you they used to pay this, they pay for allowances, pay for service this, service that. So is this wrong for us to be having huge allocation for recurrent expenditure? That is what Peter Obi is saying. That his government is coming for production. He's going to run a government of production, moving Nigeria from consumption into production.
Which is very important.
Capital recurrent expenditure is consumption. It does not produce anything. When capital expenditure, that's where you can get revenue. Look at the figures. It's alarming.
It's alarming.
Understand? So that's the point I'm saying. I'm not only brief for anybody. I'm looking at it objectively as an analyst. I deal with figures on regular basis. And I should be able to know where you put 1 + 1 and know what you're talking about.
So the only thing you agree with us.
I can type recording submission as a call for. It's fraudulent. You cannot account for money in recorded expenditure.
Yes.
It's only capital expenditure that you can talk about.
Yes, nobody else try to spend that. That's the money. It's like security vote. They use it to spend this one, they spend this one, they pay salary, they can increase the number of salaries. Sometimes we have so many ghost workers in the past. I don't know whether you guys have ghost workers in Delta State. But let me bring in Pastor Sonny. He's been wanting to cut my throat off. Sonny, what do you have to say, sir? Go on, sir.
Daddy Chris, God bless you.
Thank you, sir.
God bless you. You see, I will always tell people the truth. And I will also speak from the background as a pastor. The Bible said, truth will deliver you. Truth will set you free. That is the problem of a black man. That is the great problem that destroys Africa. Let me tell you the truth, Daddy Chris. No black man that is on the government that will come out and tell you that this government is bad, no matter how bad is the government.
Austin is not a government. Austin is a journalist.
Black man will continue as long that is benefiting from the government. He will have one way or the other to always defend. This is the issue of life with the black people. Look, my brother. I'm ashamed. I'm ashamed of human being. It would have been better if we are not among people this generation. What somebody is saying there? What is the financial man is saying? With 800 billion of Ibori, contract across the total 25 local government of Delta State, Agbo, College of Education, Agbo, where a secondary school premises, permanent site were built in Agbo. The contractor, Istanbul, was in Asaba, constant work, Niger Cat in Wari, Gomene, they finished from one road to one road. Ibori completed 3,000 kilometers, 300 and something thousand kilometers. Okowa completed 1,000 something kilometers. And you are telling me that Okowa is a roadmaster. And the figures are not there for people to see. Igbuku Bridge, Bomadi Bridge, what are you going to make? All contracts were going around Delta State. You are talking of trillions. And you are telling me that the man is working. What is wrong with us? I always tell people, I said the scarcity that is destroying us is the scarcity of men of integrity. We don't have them in Africa. A truthful people. We don't have a honest people. It is only in Nigeria government that they will spend government money to bury that died on. How they sanitize the place, how they fit that. The money they spend to bury a madman, they will be hearing 2 million, 3 million. Who is there? Take me to go and defend Okowa, whether I have nothing to say to defend Okowa. If I cross my heart, if I want to lie, if I want to defend Okowa. We all know all these things, but I felt so bad that it's time for we to rebuild our land. In time of Ibori, perhaps we are begging teachers to come and collect money that what they are paying them is too much. Look at the Sopadek. In the first 6 months of the Sopadek, when Ubwan was even there, Starwater, Okereka, they have received up to 60 billion for only 6 months. Look, I'm a contractor to the Sopadek. I have some job with the Sopadek. Where did they pay me last? Where did they pay the Sopadek with the trillions?
Man is making money too.
With the trillions, the Sopadek is no longer functioning. The recent money they give to them for the Christmas is for them, John Nani, Ajele, just for them to do Christmas. That is, they didn't pay contractors. They didn't. The Sopadek workers are dying, and somebody is there. Talking about, is it not easy for anyone to come up and talk about figures and tell stories about film house? What concerns us with film house? What is that got to do with our life? The life of people that are wasting out in Delta State. The life of people that have turned to beggar. Or worried that have turned to headquarters of Keke. What are you talking? Is this how we are going to live our life? He said, when I overheard that liar saying that when Naya, he said that when Ibori was there, developed Ogara. Do you know Ogara? Ogara, why Ogara was a target during war? Ogara was a target because that is where you carry fuel to all over. Port Harcourt is not refinery, is not working. Ogara is one of the best city, best place.
Pastor, you go
It's
church
Ogara.
today.
Ibori develop Ogara. My friend.
The man go church today. Don't take it throat for them. No verse. Sorry, sir. Okay. Austin, you can see the amount of emotion pouring in. Godwin. Yes, sir.
Hello.
I want to beg that. I want to beg that this platform tonight, because we're streaming to everywhere. I know you guys can speak English. Please, can you just manage to speak English? Just because we're streaming on SRTV, so that other people can. The topic is focused on Delta State as a whole. Okay, go on, sir. Okay, sir, we're with you.
Chris, on mute.
In the 80s, every on the first year will present a budget. About which you make it there. The meta I can't pending with on a book with Nana 81, 82. What at the end of the year, what Cameron what standing now? What impact the if we community work with Nigeria? Kimiri discovered the budget in Nigeria is budget for the governor, the president, and the ministry. Or you budget here, or the budget here is not for the masses. The budget in that is not for you and I, and it's not for development as well. The politicians na they might be renewed to a level they are never go by. That apart. Secondly, one more robo, big ego, wabeniatane o chawamrena odi nun odi shitoto. Obise koku bwitaka. Otayena, future generation will hold you accountable for it. Who are going to re-evaluate what defend your well okowana. Okowa diane o mwiko we yevwe ebri. Who we got to what defend anywhere
Let us say, the only unfortunate thing there, let's be sincere to this man today. I brought Austin Inaya on this platform to give us a clear understanding of how budget is being spent, and then with that, I then begin to go into the way our own is being managed. And he's not in a good position to actually defend the government on how they spend the money. But what the young man only said is, this is not applicable to Delta State alone, that what is going on in Delta State, that the recurrent expenditure is way higher than the capital expenditure. And that is wrong. And that is across all the states in Nigeria. Not only Okowa. This is what he has said. And he went further. I have to, he went further to say that Okowa, on a good day, has done some good projects in Asaba. Whether he has shared it across the state, that is not his job. Now, he's only talking as a citizen living inside Asaba. Asaba has changed. He has not sold us. I don't think, let's be a little bit...
my brother, Daddy Chris, let me just say something. You see, criticism that is not constructive oftentimes become biased, and you begin to call names. And I don't make my public statement in that manner. This is a public platform. I'm telling you, you ask me a question. What can I see? You that resident in Asaba, what is your grant that the governor have done? Are you expecting to say?
Yes, I didn't say don't only Asaba. I know you don't live only in Asaba. But that is where it is. You are not in Asaba alone. You go around. You would have gone further to say, okay, I know Asaba has been this.
I know, that's why I said my responses was in Asaba. I said Asaba as 2015. It's not the same thing as today. And it is true. This is a fact. Whether he has extended it to other places or not, that is not my job. I'm not the commissioner for work. Neither am I the commissioner for information of the governor. I am judging by what I see on ground here. I can see secretariat there, massively constructed. I can see Team Village on ground. I can see some internal road constructed. If you come here, what can you run? Whether you have extended it to the Yoruba nation, to the John nation, to other nation, it is not me to chronicle that. My own presence here today is to analyze the financial statement, the financial figure that I hear. And my position on that was clear. I told you capital expenditures should not be lesser than recurrent. I said that is wrong. And I also said that this is applicable to all over the country, the 36 states and FCT. This is the way they plan their budget every year. That you cannot capture them. The way they want to make, when they want to commit abnormality, fraud, is through the recurrent expenditure. It is difficult for you to trace what they use the money for. It's only the capital expenditure that you can find out this is what we have done, this is what I have done. And I'm also saying here that is fraudulent for every government to begin to pump money into a recurrent expenditure that you cannot hold them responsible at. These are financial statements I'm making. I'm not only brief on governor that he has done well, he has done powerful well or not. Whether I'm from one sector of the economy or not, I'm as an analyst, I speak on national TV, I speak on newspaper, I have my column, I run a platform, social media, I run a lot of platform. I cannot just be talking what I don't have a fact on. Do you understand? The figure you gave today, that is from 2015 to today, from 2015 to today there. If you can go further, you will see, you look at it. It's the citizens that have the right to hold the government responsible. What did you use this money for? It is not my duty to come and justify this figure. You ask a question, what is on ground in Asaba where you are? And that was why I made those statements. So it's not me to justify the figure, what the governor used it for or not. So you should get me clear and speaking as an expert in my area.
I agree. Anyway, I wish, for your information, what I do want people to take out from the meeting tonight is we want to use this opportunity end of year to look at what has happened in our state within this period and make adjustment. We are talking as concerned citizens, and I think we are all doing so. We will do this for other states, but being Delta State where we come from, we are doing this, and the other people we will join the same town hall meetings for other states. It's one of the model of the town hall meetings. Don't forget, I bring in a politician, 2 politicians on the shows running for office. I brought in somebody supporting Peter Obi. Now we are looking at a state, our state, how it's been done. I bring in a financial expert who can give us an idea of how much we've received. The figures, he's the one that went to dig it and bring us all this in. He has been able to give us this beautiful information, how much we've gotten, how we spend the money. We don't know how much. We know how much we got. How we spend the money. We know we are owing more, and we're going to borrow more. By God's grace. That's what people like to say, by God's grace. God has done it, but we still call His grace. Is it God that's going to change this one? In Jesus' name. So Austin, let's just whatever you see, you know how it works. Is everybody?
Daddy Chris, 1 second. Let me tell you, I expected by now that the government of Senator Dr. Ifa Okowa, within 2015 to today, will have done some basic things that are not there yet. 1, DSC Onwea Alaja.
Good.
Africa Timber and Plywood, Sapele. Asaba Textile Mill. Do you still hear this name today?
No.
These are industries that would have absorbed a lot of person from the street.
I make money. I make money.
And there's money to resuscitate all this ailing industry. They were not done. Why? Because the allocation for capital expenditure is inadequate. It can't take care of that. It cannot. You remember in those days, if you say your father work in DSC, like that, it's like equivalent working in Chevron.
Exactly. Big boy.
It's equivalent working in Shell. But today, where's Alaja? What has happened there? Nothing. 8 years have gone, and the dilapidated industry remain. ATRP is there. Even in Asaba Textile, it's not working.
Yes.
So this is a question for citizens to ask.
And we will ask
That
questions. We will
make
ask
a
those
budget
questions on the platform. And you are directly asking the
Yes.
question. Thank you for that. Yes.
That's the question you should be asking.
Yes. I agree with you. And I think we should take those things seriously. Okowa might be clapping for himself. And today we are looking at, we are, the right word I always want to use, we are poor people living in a rich state. It does not add up. And this is one of the reasons why it is so. Blame the governor as much as you want, but the question is, I'm going to bring the political aspect of it now. If Okowa does not have enough money, if we're already having issues with our recurrent expenditure already, why appointing SAPA, and increase that figure at the detriment of the capital expenditure? That is the thing Okowa cannot excuse himself. Because he can lie, he can do anything, but keep on appointing and appointing. You know how many people you could not be able to pay civil servants to? How many boards do we have? What are the boards doing? The whole meeting once in a month or some meet once a year so they can compensate politicians at the detriment of a state that you have been elected to govern. The people are hungry, you are making stupid appointments. And that's the thing I don't understand. And that, the first time I saw Okowa, when I was praising him, when I saw the level of appointment of stupid civil servant, civil servant would be good, board members, PA, SA, blah, blah, blah. I say, oh my God, what a disaster. And you know how much those people are paid? They receive higher than the civil servant. Why would we be doing this to ourselves? Now, the result is, look at our current expenditure, the recurrent expenditure. We know. Anyway,
that is how they support money. I was supporting also. The appointment I was supporting.
You will talk, young man. You will only talk when you say I talk. You don't ship in, please. You talk when people talk in orderly manner, please. All right. It's not good to be shipping in, throwing things at people who are talking. It's wrong. All right. I'll give you time to talk. Yes, sir. So I want to quickly go on to Bishop. I know you are on the platform. Let's hear from Bishop. How is Billy treating you? Are you there, sir, Bishop? If we don't hear from Bishop, I'm going to come to Sakwere. Sakwere, please, can you set down your phone so that we can hear you well? Because sometimes your phone is when I give you time to talk now, I'll be hearing some noise in the background. So I have Peter Polakpofure. We're all going to weigh in on this matter quickly because the broadcast is going to end in exactly 1 hour, 30 minutes. So we're not going to see that tonight. And we're almost there. So please, I want to give you guys time to chip in and ask questions. But please, I want to beg here that the essence of today's meeting is to model out another level of broadcast right here, where we all sit down as citizens of a particular area and then talk about what has happened. We could do it to local government. For instance, I'll be happy to look at Ethiopia West or Ethiopia East or Sapele local government and see how Sapele local government have been run by the so-called local government chairman and what is wrong. Those are things we need to address. That is why we call it a town hall meeting. Tonight, we're looking at Delta State. We're not looking at Nigeria as a whole. Delta State in particular. And what I have done tonight is bringing the figures of what we have received or how our current expenditure and our recurrent expenditure and bring it on the problem. And I bring in this financial experts who have been able to point out that the biggest challenge any government will face is when the recurrent is more than the capital expenditure. And that is what we are going through here now. And he has done that, and he said it's wrong. And it's also, not that they want to change it, the World Court cannot excuse himself. If you're already inheriting this, why making more and more appointments? That is the thing I don't understand. Is that an opportunity for you to steal more? Well, we leave that for prosperity to judge us on that. But right now, I want to really quickly bring in Bishop. Bishop, are you there so that we can hear from you quickly? Otherwise, we're going to allow Chief Paul Akpofure to weigh in. Thank you, sir. It's like Bishop is not even with us, so it's like in Benin, but he's on the platform. Okay. Bishop, Chief Paul Akpofure, are you there, sir? See, my people are here tonight. They are sleeping.
Nobody's sleeping.
Okay, sir.
I am here.
Okay, sir.
I came in late. I would like to stay at the background to listen to the deliberation, please.
Sir.
Because I didn't follow. I'm here with you. My apologies.
Okay, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you. We'll come back to you. All right. On that note, let's quickly have Usakwere before we move. Usakwere, please. And please, for your information, this will be the last broadcast for the year. We'll be taking a break tomorrow and next to enjoy the new year. Let's celebrate without all the trouble. Because our broadcast is not always easy. It's not one of those things you go. It's not one of those places to go to enjoy. It's always it's an interactive, and we always correct. So I think we should rest for 2 days and come back on the second. I think so that I can breathe. So okay, over to these guys on the platform. Quickly, let's hear from Mr. Ogenero Sakwere. Yes. Are you there?
To speak on the platform. Thank you. Yes. Can you hear me?
We can hear you now, loud and clear.
Thank you for the opportunity to speak on the platform.
Okay.
Honorable Mayor, my brother Okowa.
He's not Okowa.
You're talking about how Okowa.
Yes.
How Okowa developed into a paradise for you or for everyone who lives in Asaba. But the point of it is that neglecting other regions of the state and developing only one region, that is not a good thing. If, like my brother, pastor said, if Iboyi had done that to only federal constituency or to only Uganda, would have been an heaven on earth. But no, Iboyi spread the whole dividend of democracy to all the parts of the state, and everybody felt the presence of governance in their region. So, talking about Asaba wasn't good, yeah, we know that one, of course, it's something. But the point of it is, why did they neglect other regions in the state? Because, for instance, when you look at the Edo federal constituency, they have the majority of the population in the whole state, and they are the bedrock of the state. Let me put it that way: they are the bedrock of the Delta state, not even Delta North. So what did the Boya actually, what did the COA do in those regions? Because looking at the health structure, for instance, it's really poor. Even around the whole Delta state, the health structure alone is so poor that people hardly go to the health center to receive treatment. Unlike we have all over the world, or even in Lagos, where they have good health facilities. The health centers, they're all in the dilapidated state. People cannot even go there to see doctor for treatment because they are not well, they're not funded. There's no equipment or no doctor even in place to administer or to attend to patients. Because the health center is the first point of call to the community or to the village. But they're all in shambles. Those health facilities, they're all in shambles. What has Okowa done to revive the health system? Nothing, practically nothing. And this is affecting the health of people in Delta State. So people are suffering in that area. And two, talking about roads, they call it road master, good and fine, but when you look into the riverine area, they are still in a deplorable state. They're still in deplorable state, and some of these roads are not strong. That means because they are not being awarded to good contractors who can do standard roads for the people. So then another thing of his administration is that we know he has empowered some people, but but those empowerments will not create everlasting jobs. Only within that short period. Because we need industrial area that will create jobs for the people. Like if Iboyi was trying the Warri Free Trade Zone, National Free Trade Zone, if those trade zones were established with this bulk of money, 3.something trillion naira, that would have yielded great results even in the riverine area and also in Asaba or in the Delta North. But not to show us for this 3.3 trillion naira. Do you know how much that is? 3.3 trillion, it's not a small money. That can be used to create enormous wealth, that will create jobs, that will create hundreds of thousands of jobs for the people of Delta State, both the river community and the inland communities. But what we're seeing today is that people are looking for me to go to Astaba to get appointment from the governor or from whoever is the commissioners or whoever. But the majority of people are suffering. The grassroots people are suffering. So because they don't have anything tangible or any link or any connection with the with government house. I recently saw that the pensioners in the state, they are all crying for their for the payment of their pension because they're not being paid for years. It's not good. It's not good. Why we're talking about Delta as an oil producing state, and essentially the president recently paid about 100 and something billion naira to Delta State for their location. Yes. What did the COA use those money for? And the pensioners, they are suffering. People who have served the state, they are suffering for their own pension, the money they contributed, they are suffering for you to pay them back their own money. That's uncalled for. You know?
All right.
If we think and do the needful before he leaves office.
Yes. Thank you very much.
Before his own political party is dragged into the mud. Because it's going to tell on them in this next election. It's going to tell on the People's Democratic Party because people's eyes are open. We are not looking for partisan politics now. We are looking for a credible candidate who can deliver the people from poverty. And we have so many of them who are running for the office of Delta State at the moment. And I urge you, my brother, to open your eyes and see clearly for the future of Delta State if you really want Delta State to move forward. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I think he said it all. You know, it's very important that we look beyond beyond the political parties. And again, at the same time, it would be still unfair to punish anybody under the People Democratic Party because he might be good. The party, his predecessor might be evil, but he might mean well. So I think we should look at the candidates themselves and say, hey, what is he actually saying? Can he deliver on it? Let us listen to them. My only worry is, I don't know, for those of you who are friends of the People's Democratic Party, I want to ask this big question. You are a journalist as well, Austin. Have you people had the opportunity to speak to the candidate of the People's Democratic Party? I've never heard him speak. I saw him grant only one interview, and that has been it. Is that how he's going to govern us? It's a question that is disturbing very many of us. What are we hoping to see? You just let us have you brighter, and I'll put you on the screen, please. Thank you so much, Austin.
Okay, Daddy Chris, thank you once again. As you can see, the party has a candidate now. The time for litigation is over. Yes. The party is reunited stronger. And of course, one major,
are you joking?
One major
are you guys united stronger? Those of you at the PDP are home. Good luck. Yeah. I know it's good to hear this, you know. I don't know. Go on.
One major
I've not heard this new, you know, the problem, Austin, at least I've managed to hear one or two interviews from Agege. Not that I'm very impressed, but they don't talk to the press. How can you people govern us? If you talk to yourself, you are masturbating yourself, this candidate in data. They don't talk to the people. And they go from one town hall meetings and they help them to talk and they just, hey, PDP, APC, the agenda, and that's it. Come on now, Austin. Okay, let me listen first. Let me listen. I'm talking too much.
Okay, sir. Thank you. I know the candidate, the Right Honorable Sheriff Oborowori, has been engaging stakeholders across the state since the victory from the Supreme Court.
But your light is not bright. And I want to add you, Doro, but your light is not bright too.
Right now, he has done door-to-door campaign. He's a street man. He has told everybody one of his best credentials is street credibility. You know, and
street credibility.
That's what he's bringing.
Okay, yes. we are bringing. Sheriff is bringing his street credibility to the government house. Is that what you say?
He told everybody. He's a man from the grassroots.
Okay.
And that is what we have right now. So the PDP, the party, we must put our weight behind him. Where Okowa let us continue from there. And
we have the
what I will be
intellectual.
telling you
Now we
now,
have the man
we should
on
be
the
channeling.
street. Your most intelligent governor, and now he brings in the man on the street, and the man is the man of the people. So what are we expect? We will come to that because this budget, the whole money that been signed. This your candidate, only Ekpano, is a part of it too. So when we blaming the government, we'll be blaming Okowa. Everything Okowa has done for the past few years, Sheriff has been there, signing, and that's why he said he's advancing. The last time he campaigned that he's going to build on the good work of this governor. The question is, what good has this governor done that you are building on, sir? See, we want to hear from them. You know, it's unfortunate. We want to hear this. Simple, direct. I'm sure the day we have Sheriff, everybody will jump on to ask questions and it will not be funny. But we want to hear from him. Let me keep quiet for now. If you say we should,
you see, you have moved political right now. I'm not invited here to speak on political issue.
But you just said that you are the one that allow it. You are the one that bring it in. I'm a lawyer. You bring it in, so I have to follow you on that. You said that these guys you're the one that said that the party has reunited and they're moving on. So I said, okay, if they've united, then I have to follow that. And if you do that, I will follow. Anyway, let me leave you for that.
Okay, you know of recently when I mentioned unity, a former governor joined the carpet trail. You have given credence to it. The former governor.
In fact, the worst governor, the former governor, is the last person that he couldn't even speak. In the day he handed over, he's the one speaking today. Because leave me alone. Odwara could not speak the day he handed over. He knew he was a failure. He knew that. Today is more relevant.
You see, I will always give you the fact of ground. As of today, Dr. Emmanuel Odwara is already on board, among others. So
he's on board.
The campaign has moved. Yes, you can see it all over the place. He has moved. The campaign has moved from door to door, from ward to ward, and now we are doing local government to local government. That's what they are doing now. You know, that's what we see on ground here. It's what I see that I will always talk about. I cannot talk about what I do not see.
No.
Yeah. So that's where they are now. And the candidate we have now is Right Honorable Sheriff Obrewori. Is the man with street credibility. I repeat it.
Okay.
He's a man from the ground.
And that's why you bring in politics. Then I'm going to follow you up on that. The street credibility. Oh, where solo?
Yes. So he has the weight of experience. He has been the speaker in the house for yeah. When I was talking about budget, I told you the budget cannot be associated to the governor alone. A lot of people make an input. The incoming governor was part of it. The citizens were part of it. They made input. They could not say anything at that point in time. It's now at the end of the whole tenure of 8 years. People are now crying that the budget was too large, was too much. They are not saying the impact of the citizens. And you were there. You were part of it. And again, that increase. Let me just make this point. You know, a lot of our people can speak from afar. They can speak on the social media, but they can criticize everything, but they don't want to be part of this system. If you are running away from politics, you don't want to be part of it. You don't want to be part of what they are doing. You can only be criticizing from outside. How would the change come?
No, I agree with you.
You have to be involved.
I agree.
You have to be involved. A lot of the contribution today now, Taylor from people are coming from people who are speaking from outside. Get involved, and then you can effect the change you ever desire. That is the way it works.
Yes. I cannot, and Austin has thrown it back to us that most of us we just talk, we don't get involved. Even talking is something. Some of them don't even talk at all, and we expect it to happen differently. Some of people even vote.
Doing this, not doing that. You are not involved. Be part of the process.
Yes, I agree with you completely. Anyway, and then I'm going to just bring in the last two questions.
UPU.
Get it towards the end of the program.
What is the role of UPU in politics?
Yeah. In fact, when it comes to that, we're going to look at, for me, as far as I'm concerned, politically, I'm not even interested in the politics of Delta State today. I'm more interested in the way the state has been run. over these past few years. And I'm going to try and draw a curtain on this show. If nobody's going to talk, I will only allow this Paula to weigh in. If he doesn't have anything, then we're going to come, we'll draw some conclusion. Well, again, Austin, what would you have to say to us? Those of us in the diaspora, many of us who are watching right now, what do you think? Where are we in Delta State politically? What do you have to tell us?
Yes, politically today, let me now speak as somebody that is really closely observing what is going on. You see, the Yoruba nation, how united are they? How many people are contesting governorship election in the Yoruba nation? Yes, it is zoned to the Yoruba. How many of them agree to step down from each other during the primary? How will it work? What is the role of UPU in the Yoruba agenda? Who are the elder statesmen in the Yoruba nation? Where are they? Where is their voice? Where are you feeling their impact? You don't bring you what have you contributed? You can only come to social media and criticize where the deed is done. When it is done, yeah, we are talking about budget of 2015 to date. It is now that we can see clearly what has happened to us year by year. What effort have we made to correct most of these anomalies? My only submission here is that it is a general thing in all the states of the federation. This is the way their budget is. It's not peculiar to Delta State alone. And if you want to know what the government uses budget for, then you get involved. Ask questions. Ask your representative. There's somebody representing you in your locality. He's part of the system. You were the one that elected him. No local government that does not have a representative in the Delta State House of Assembly. What is their role? What's their function? You can't be talking like this as if the Governor Ifeanyi Okowa is the only one that is doing the whole thing. People are with him. Then let me answer you, Daddy Chris, when you talk about appointing essays and all those stuff. The governor of Rivers State, UK, recently at the tail end of his administration, appointed 200,000 essays.
He's talking now.
It does not affect his project. It does not affect the good project that he's doing everywhere.
It affects it.
It does not. So how does it affect it? The governor of the Rivers State appointed 200,000 essays recently.
Is that not madness?
Is that not madness? Project is Rivers State. If you call it madness, is Rivers State behind development, behind in terms of development?
What kind of development?
Is it behind?
What kind of development is he talking about? Is it building bridges that is development? I have already come against the Rivers State governor. I'm just trying to bring this back. I will bring the figure back. Let's not even go into Rivers State. Rivers State is a big change because he has spent a lot of money on building bridges. Fine, thank you. What about the people? What is development? What do people understand by development? What wealth has he created? How much what has he done that is bringing money to the state? Is it building bridges? I say I've been building bridges. I've been building. They're going to commission this. They're going to commission this, and they're clapping for him. People like us will clap for him. I know people will clap for him, but not that decrease because we know he's a failure. You cannot spend your state money on building bridges, and you tell us, oh, look at the amount of money we earn. We build a lot of bridges. Let me bring out the figure back, my brother. This is the figure that challenged us tonight. And I didn't want us to stay on the background and watch this figure.
I agree with you on this. This figure, I agree with you, and I've made my point very clear. The only thing I can recap of what I have said. I say Asaba as at 2015 is not the same Asaba as at today. And that's a fact. You can go and verify.
All right. No, I don't think we are against you on that. Let us I'm not my challenge is this. With this amount of money spent already, you've made it clear. Many of us have been blind. We don't listen. And because most of the information were out there, we didn't bother.
No.
Now the information is out now. For us to act. You know my biggest trouble, my brother. Last time I saw what the whole figures of Okowa, they said Okowa borrowed, and I brought it on social media and I asked people to sign the petition. Though they are still signing. I'm impressed with that. But you know, people don't act. People don't want to know. They don't even want to die, and they are dead already. How can we help them? I don't know who can help such people. And that is where we are as a people. It's unfortunate, but we have to deal with the mess. Anyway, some few people have some few questions to ask. I will bring Sonny back. Sonny want to say something before. Yes, sir.
Daddy Chris, God bless you.
Yes, sir.
Oh, what's in of
Hey, where? Hey. Austin,
just refer to our UPU. That what our UPU have able to do, or in the role of politics in Delta State. I want to throw it back to Austin. Now that you are an insider, what do you want us?
Insider where?
What do you want? Where and what area do you want the UPU to come in? And now that we have discovered some lapses, some of our lapses, advise us so that we can know how to go further in politics in Delta State.
Good.
God bless you.
Good. Very good question. Let me quickly express my thought, my brother. What in about 20 years back, UPU was a voice. UPU, Robo Progressive Union, was a voice in politics, in what and what become in the state. Years back, the Traditional Ruler Council, they were a voice. Today, where are they? The religion body, they were a voice. Where are they today? None of them that are making any political agenda before a new government. Now we are forming a new government. A new governor is coming aboard. All we do is to batter ways when these people are setting agenda of what they are going to achieve from now in the next 8 years. We are battling ways. We are kicking against each other, fighting one another within the same cycle. The UPU must stand up, must be apolitical. Today, most of the UPU members there, you see that they're on the payroll of the state government.
Okay.
The Traditional Ruler Council, they're on payroll. So what voice do we expect them to have? You, as an electorate, your House member, the representative, you cannot engage him in your constituency. You don't even see him or her. They fly out once they collect their allocation. You can't see them. You cannot even engage them one-on-one and tell them the need of the community. They are not there. Some of them just go to the house. They have never presented any bill. I can bring to you from 2015 to date, bill sponsored by member from Ethiopia West. I can tell you, bill sponsored by member from Ika North East. I can tell you, from Oshimili South, from Oshimili North, bill sponsor. How many bill were your people sponsor in the house? If they did not sponsor bill, how will your life be affected?
Our leader's daughter has been representing us there. What do you expect us to do? Go and fight our leader's daughter? Huh?
So
can we fight our leader's daughter so that they come and slap me?
I'm not talking about particular person. I'm talking of representations.
Okay.
The representation is statewide. It's not one person.
But we have our own is in charge of appropriation. Is it not? That's
how many times have you engaged her?
What have we done with it?
How many times have you engaged her? She's the only one that can carry your matter to the house. You as an individual.
I don't know. Maybe you guys are seeing her. You are in Asaba. Do you see her? Anyway, let's not make it personal. But it's only asked a very difficult question. What can we do to make our representation better, to get our interest in there? Because we can say all this till tomorrow. We need to make some changes, and the change will come from us. Austin, what can we do? I understand the challenges we're facing, and I still want to go back. Yes, sir. I want to go back to this thing, Austin. To be honest, this is what that concerns me most. This is what that disturbs me most. this huge amount of money being spent the way it is a shame. You understand? And I understand your own part of it. You always said the amount we spend on recurrence is too much. But even the ones allocated to the capital expenditure, where are they? And what is the meaning of governance? I don't understand it. Maybe the question I ask you, if this money is Okowa's money, would he be happy to spend it the way he has spent our money now? And if that cannot answer my question, is Sheriff a part of this? Is Sheriff going to do anything differently? Because you seem to be defending the People's Democratic Party. Is he going to do something differently from what we're seeing now? Look at the figures. Nigerians, look at the figures. This is what we go through in Delta State. Weep for us. Because with this kind of figure from 2015 to 2023, look at the figures. Will Okowa spend his own money this way? Come on. And you're telling that he's empowering Okowa has empowered people. Question I take him on again. Will he send his child to go and learn tailoring? Because that is what he has left for us. We deserve better. Is Sheriff going to do something different? That's my big question too. Why? Because you are a member of the People's Democratic Party. Answer that, and then I will bring in other questions, and then we'll see what we can offer. Do you think Sheriff is going to do something different? I know. Don't tell me that he's a man of the street. I know. But what is it? What is Sheriff going to say differently?
When he come aboard as governor, many people will be surprised that Sheriff is a performer. He's beyond what you are looking at. You will be shocked of the level of strategic development that will emerge in the state. Sheriff is one of us. He's one of us. So let's give him the chance. He is the candidate we have now, and he need our support. What Yoruba people should do is to articulate your agenda, not coming to shout, make noise on social media that does not have any impact. What is your agenda for him? At this point in time, now you should be able to be drawing agenda. This is what you to do. This is what this area we want you to come in. Nobody does that. At the end of 8 years now, when Sheriff is leaving,
they are working behind closed doors. They are
Is
Sheriff accessible? That's another thing. Is he accessible? Another thing is people may have all the ideas. How do we pass it on to him? You understand? Because they live in a close share.
He's not No. I told you he's a street man. He has a street credibility. He's accessible. He's not a high-hearted man. You have never brought anything before him and he rejected you. Have you written a letter to him and he didn't reply you? Have you called him on phone? Have you invited him to this program and he did not come?
No.
At the end of this program,
in Delta State now that we want to see him. We've not seen him. The only thing I can say, I have not seen Sheriff on Delta State television. Why not? Is he not trying to rule us in Delta State? Don't go to channels. Don't go us in Delta State.
No, you invited me to be here today. It's when you extend invitation to him before you can say he's not coming.
No,
you cannot present the man that you have not invited. Have you invited him?
Sir, the Delta State television is owned by us. Why is he not there talking to us? They go to channels. That thing I don't understand. And I'm going to even take them on that. I'm very angry with Okowa for that simple reason. We have Delta State television. They don't use it.
That decrease because the Delta State television is not working properly, and they are allocating money, budget upon budget on that TV station in Asaba, and it's not working. It's not working. The people working there, they are just putting the money. I know about that one very, very well in the Delta TV Asaba. I know what the people there are working for. They're working for their money. It's not working.
Because we expect, to be honest, one of the biggest things I have against the Okowa government is the amount of money, because these are this recurrent expenditure we are seeing now, they spend in putting Okowa's stupid agenda on channels. And I know each of those programs will cost us a minimum of 5 million. When our state television are dying away, the journalists in Delta State, they mean nothing. You will not grant interview to somebody in your state who can talk to the people, meaning these people are not important. They only want to gain favor outside. This is the thing we're talking about now. Sheriff granted the first television interview. He granted it to channels. Is channel Delta State? Is he talking to us in Delta State? Is he talking? Who is he talking to? He's talking to Nigeria or is talking to Delta State? Who is concerned? Is it ruling us? Is ruling Nigeria? These are simple things that we want to know. You are a journalist. You're on the ground, sir. Is it the right way to go?
Daddy Chris, do you watch DSTV, Delta State Television Station? Do you have that channel in your house? Is it not the channel that people watch that the man will go to?
Why can't we make it better? With all the money we have, can't we make that DSTV better than channels? Can it not be better than channels? Don't we have the brain to do it?
That question could be directed to the Commissioner for Information.
So you ask me a question and I'm asking you back. You ask me if I watch it. The question is I never watch it because it is not standard enough. And now the state is pumping our money into somewhere else. And this is my concern. I'm not blaming, I'm not here. We're looking at today. Welcome to this town hall meeting. We're focusing on Delta State. It's nothing personal. We want to get it right. And one of the areas we're talking about is if they want to talk to us, they should come to the local television and talk to us. Speak to us in a language we understand. If Sheriff said he's a local man, why is he not speaking pidgin in Delta and Wadi television to talk to my grandmother, to talk to my sisters at home who cannot speak the grammar on channels? If you go to channel television, the villagers are not aware of what you're speaking about. So who are you talking to in channels? Is it in channels that you're going to see the concern of my people? That's how simple it is.
Even the local television you are talking about,
yes,
the women you are making case for, they don't watch it. This man has gone to meet them at home one by one. Which one is more impactful?
Okay, I hear you. This man, you are a politician.
Yes,
this man is a politician. Now I won't defend you anymore.
Yes, the one-on-one. You understand?
He's stronger than me. He can defend himself. All right, the question I'm going to read one question from Joseph. He said he's contesting. He should tell us his plan. I agree with you. Robo need an agenda. But the aspirant should tell us what his plan is for us to vote for him. Two things. This is a very constructive one. It's not, I know Joseph, he's not one of those that just fight. He said,
thank you, Mr. Joseph. Thank you, Mr. Joseph.
He's contesting, is he not? He should tell us his own plan. We agree with you that Robo needs an agenda. We're working on that. But the aspirant should tell us their own agenda.
So that's what I'm leaving with you here today. That's what I'm leaving with you here today, you people today. Urobo should set up agenda. They should stop communal crisis that is reducing the power of Urobo. Urobo does not have a strong hold of government anymore. I'm telling you. Except Sheriff now that's going to be the only eyes of the Urobo nation. Urobo have no agenda.
So Sheriff is I am. And we pray that we want to work with Sheriff. He's not our enemy, he's our brother. There's nothing wrong if Sheriff becomes governor that we're going to work with him. Anybody that becomes the governor, we have no choice but work with him. But we're just at this point trying to make a decision on who to govern us. And if they don't do the right thing today, you see when they get there, if Sheriff is following the toe of Okowa, taking the small money we don't have into another television station, whether they are local TV station within the state that can employ us. Because the implication is that when you do this, who is this now? When you do this, Isaac, can you be calling on this one? Okay, sorry about that. How can we help his agenda if he's doing the same thing? And we want him to go into, we especially to come into the local television station and talk to us, not to go and spend the money on other TV stations that are already made. Whether the money we have, the money they don't have in channels. Channels, you know what they do? They have only 3 good staff. You see the way they use the journalists there. You understand? But are you saying we don't have that level of journalism in Delta State that can talk? In Delta State that I come from, that there are no human beings who can do that? That is an insult to the people. So, but why is our TV station not working well? That's an example. And you see the former minister, the commissioner for information now, he works with AIT for some time. He's a career journalist. And look at the level of journalism in Delta State. He should be ashamed of himself. And now when they want to do anything, they take it out. That's an example of people that don't know what they want. And they have nothing to do with Robo. It's about the government focus. Asaba is our mouth. It's our mouthpiece. That Delta television in Asaba should be made to standard. So the governor can address us from there. This, if the money Okowa has spent on channels have been pumped into that place, I'm sure the place will be looking better today. It should be better. How much does it cost to run a TV station these days? It's getting better. It's getting cheaper. And there are a lot of facilities in that place. I've been there. But to see us not putting it to good use, and channels don't have what we have. Channels don't have the kind of facilities the Delta State Television have. But yeah, Channel is bringing out, turning out some good content that we cannot. Why? And we're spending this amount of money on this expenditure now. I know my man is on the platform, so if he gets me, I will stop. You know, look at the amount of money. Look at the figures, my people. It doesn't add up. Anyway, I'm going to take the last call from Paul Akpafure. Paul, are you ready for us now? Let's hear from you, sir. After this, we're going to say, let's have a good night rest. Isaac Omumdia is on the other side. Isaac, you should have called on this form. I'll put Isaac on the platform before we close, if you are ready. Go on, sir. Is Paul Akpafure there?
It's like, sir, it's not here.
Okay, then we're going to quickly. Okay, are you ready? Bishop is not here. Chief Paul Akpafure is not here.
Yeah.
They are here, sleeping. Okay, then let's hear from you, son. You have been fighting.
Sir.
Yeah, go on. Say your point.
Sir, let's be sincere with ourselves.
Okay, sir.
If Delta State is ready to make progress, they will. They are not ready yet. I must tell you the truth. I can prove it to you, sir. I can prove it to you that Delta State is one of the most backward states among the states in Nigeria. With the enable weather you guys have, look at Delta State. You are even talking about TV, ordinary TV station. That is what you are. You don't even your governor cannot even go there to address his own people locally. Now they are going to war to campaign. This so-called sheriff is going to issue war to campaign. But by the time he assumes office, in the next 4 years, you won't see sheriff in those wards anymore. These are the things that we need to look up to. I'm just telling you the truth. They are not ready yet.
No.
See.
You made your point. I think you made it very loud.
No, sir, I'm just telling you the truth. The others were in an IM to tip pepper soup to tell Indomie. I just look at the laugh. They are not. Sometimes I just look at it. It look as if we are foolish. Okay. It just look as if we don't know what we are doing. I'm just telling you the truth. I'm just looking at the people. Okay. You know, it's just to pay for frustrating.
You are just telling me the truth. You've said the truth. We know the truth. Your truth is relative. Let me read a question I had for this young man here. Austin, I want you to listen to this. He said, let's assume or agree that Urobo is not united. All right? We need a governor that has an agenda for the unity of Urobo. What is the agenda of any aspirant to promote Urobo unity? Urobo will support a candidate that has an agenda to promote Urobo unity and development. That is coming from Joseph. So do we, in fact, in the first place, you know what they talk to? They go to our king, is that the agenda they are coming to us with? Maybe we need to, Joseph, to be fair to this candidate too.
Also,
where do they go?
Hey,
now you're not talking constructively. You're just chipping in. I don't take those comments. You take it in and you talk. You said you have a comment, we're not ready. He's going to answer you now. Go on, sir.
Okay, thank you, Daddy Chris.
Okay.
You see, Urobo must articulate their agenda. I'm repeating it again. Urobo leadership must articulate their agenda. What is the figure? What is the figurehead recognized for the Urobo nation? Is it not the Urobo Progressive Union? After the Urobo Progressive Union, we talk of the traditional ruler council. Then, before we talk of other stakeholders that are representing us in the various area of administration. Do you understand? When the community refused to engage representative, when the community refused to bring representatives to the table to come and this is what we want. This is no matter of bringing cola to the high table, put it 200,000 naira on a bottle of drinks and you go. You only just you only begin to praise an aspirant. You don't ask aspirant question. You don't even set your agenda for it. The only agenda the traditional ruler council give, they give the person the list of their personal person who should be appointed when you get there. Is that an agenda?
No.
Is that an agenda?
No, you're right. Maybe perhaps we will need to have. But you know what happened, Austin, how can we be free?
How they can empower their own person? How they can empower their brother and sister?
No, Austin, but we are in trouble here because when we wanted to make the election of the UPU, the aspirant, Agege was the first to go there to pour in money. Then these other big boys come in, they pour in more money, and they won. You understand? So now they have the UPU or the PDP or the APC have power in the UPU. So how can we have a place? The kings are not, they said they are not politicians, they only wait there to receive money. But they are happy to receive the politicians and pray for them and collect money from them. And they say they are not politicians, but they welcome them every day. They receive money from them every day, and they pray for them every day. They cannot tell them what they want. Okay, well, let me bring in somebody. Isaac is on the platform. Let Isaac weigh in on the issue, because there's something that is really disturbing me right now, and that is the issue of why Delta State cannot use our platform. And I'm going to do that. I'm going to do that with the belief that let's do that with.
Hello, Daddy Chris. Are you there?
Even since inception, SRTV has been siphoning the money of Delta State. Okay. It has actually not be forthcoming when it comes to performing the duty while it is set up. But the critical question we as people need to ask ourselves is, who actually set up SRTV? Okay. SRTV was set up by an administration of the Roboman. Okay. You understand? Okay. And if you look at it from that time, SRTV is set up. The only place where SRTV has an annex is SRTV Warri. And when they were taking it to Warri, the Robo has a very great interest. It was supposed to be cited in Ughelli, but they later decided to put it in where it is cited today. Now, SRTV on its own and the radio has a board.
Yes.
There is a board running it. That is to say, it is supposed to be very, very effective and efficient when it comes to communication in Delta State. Mm-hmm. The money that is spent on SRTV, they don't even spend that money on China's AIT and Arise TV. Okay. Paying staffs and all that. But yet, they have poor performance. You understand?
But why?
If you do a critical analysis, you will find out that it is meant to service some greedy politicians that are from the Robo. And that is why you, as a presenter who has a knowledge of running a radio station or a television station, that is why you need to come in properly and advise Delta State. No matter who else will be injured, you need to come in and advise Delta State, especially the chairman of the board as it is today, and let them know that all the abnormalities going on is a public secret. You understand? Yes, but and let me see, it is not only the.
Yes, I want to talk about Asaba. The one in Warri is far away. The one in Asaba is supposed to be the center place for communication in Delta State. When you want to communicate this capital city, what is going on there? Too?
And that is where you need a critical. That is where you need a critical analysis. All this is what you talk so. Now, Roboman they do one. Now, Roboman they do one. Now they set them up. Go and ask a good politician and an old politician. The power behind the SRTV and the power behind direct labor agency. They will tell you. They will tell you. You understand?
Yes, it's not good.
They are not using this thing to siphon money without service to the public.
It's very unfortunate though, because this is a serious matter. Look at the amount of money we're talking about here. I'm sure some of this money goes into there and we have nothing to show. These are the recurrent expenditure we're talking about. Recurrent.
Chris,
Pumping it, yes.
The seriousness cannot end on judgment on the radio station, the television station. You guys need to ask critical. You need guys to ask Delta State critical questions, either by writing or by physical appearance to the government of Delta State. I am in Delta and I am telling you that these things are something else.
No, I agree with you, because these are two Robo sons talking. Isaac Omemdia is Robo, Austin Nice and Robo. They are not holding brief for Kowa. But if the state television is not working and we are responsible, we need to ask ourselves questions. Because my biggest shame is, when I want to watch data news or data things, where I get it? I now see that I have to on to channels to watch how the Delta State government, my own government, is running. The project is going there, and they have to go. They pay heavily for that because it's a sponsor project, a sponsor program, and I know how it works. I know how much my government is paying, and I said to myself, God, and yet we have 2 TV stations sleeping. The last time after Sheriff won a case, rather than Sheriff talking to us, he went on channels to talk to the world, not to us. So, meaning we don't matter. The people you need to talk to are the Nigerian people. That is a shame. And I saw the way the journalists have been treated, and I said to myself, oh, and the journalists are smiling because they have some cheap envelope and they go home. Actually, they sold themselves cheap, just like the kings have done. Because if I'm in the state and you don't talk to me, I will be looking at me. I'm going to look for what you do wrong. Because if you don't, we will not be neglected. We will be looking for what you're doing wrong. The journalists, maybe they get 2,000 naira envelope, they go and sleep. What a bad thing. And if journalists don't work well, we're in trouble. Go on, sir.
Well, Chris, talking about the TV station in the Asaba there, the point of it is that every year the government do allocate money to the organization of that TV station in Asaba. Because the people working over there, they are not always on ground. Some of them they close by 3 o'clock even. If you go there, let me tell you something. Some of them they go there, the ladies they take their babies there, they take melon. To go and break there. I've been there several times. All what he's telling me is just saying it to for the people of Okowa. I've been there several times. They allocate billions into that station in Asaba, but nothing is there to be done. I'm telling you the gospel truth. I know what I'm talking about. I have a person who typed the what is it called for. That was year 2016 or 2017. I know the budget, the money they allocated for that TV station in Asaba. I have the copy. What are you talking about? Billions of naira, but that money was not spent for the TV station. Up to upgrade the TV station. They siphon the money and they disperse among themselves. You're telling me it's an Robo man? No, an Robo man is not the problem of the TV station. Who is siphoning it? Who is siphoning the money? Bring people who knows the job and they're going to deliver. But you know now, who is siphoning the money? That is the question you need to ask yourself. Now, many people by point. No, I don't need to call names. I don't need to call names.
But do you want me to call names? Do you want me to call names?
Yeah, because we need to know who is siphoning the money. We cannot continue.
You don't know it's siphoning the money, and you are saying that I am saying what I'm saying because of Okowa. What do you mean that I'm saying what I'm saying because of Okowa? Do you think that we side Okowa is not doing well? Do you think I will side anybody at the detriment of the Robo?
It's politics, my brother. It's politics you are playing.
Nobody plays politics with his life. Nobody derives pleasure playing politics with his life. We are talking about Urobo. We are talking about playing
in terms
politics.
of broadcasting in Delta State, the government has paid because I can remember back then during Ibori's tenure, both the DRTV Warri and that of Asaba, they are both working. They are working fine and they were functioning fine.
And
they relate issues, they relate matters to each other. Come on, we can connect even to Saple NTA. They even connect to Saple NTA. Sometimes so they relate matters.
Can you listen to yourself?
That's what they went into the drain because there's no
listen to yourself
of this TV station. What are you talking about?
No, listen. Can you listen to yourself? You said during the time of Ibori, the television stations are working well. As at that time, did Ibori have anybody ahead of it as a former governor that was contributing immensely to who becomes the board member of that television station? Now that you have two former governors who are interested about the running of the television station and the radio station, and you are saying that they are playing politics. You don't know what is on ground, and you are saying and you are commenting negatively. It is that you listen and you analyze the statement. You don't just jump and he's playing politics because he's talking for Okowa. What do you mean that he's talking because of Okowa? I'll come and be playing politics with Urobo. I'll go and playing Urobotan because Okowa is the governor of Delta State. If Okowa is not doing well, I will tell he's not doing well. Go and ask physically. From that time you are saying till now, who are the board chairman of DRTV? It's Urobo that is DRTV board chairman. And who is nominating them? At the budget, not at the budget, the budget is assigned to the station. Are they not released to them? What do they do with it? And when we try to ask questions, who can they defend it? Why can't you guide the government? Listen, one thing you don't know about government is this. The DRTV as an agency or as a board is too small for any government to go and be stealing. They have other things to deal with.
Yes.
It is those people who made that thing as a point of interest that will not run it the way it's supposed to be. The government of Delta State will not finding it easy to be taking their money to Lagos, Abuja, to make certain commitment, to make certain announcement to the public, leaving their own broadcasting station. They are bleeding too, but because they are leaders, Okowa is the governor. He will not want to indict anybody. He will not want to speak against anybody. Why? Because he knows after now he's going to graduate to the college of former governor. He will not want to do to them what he will not want anybody to do to him what he won't do to them. That is why majority of them they are being careful with their attitude. Why on seat? So stop saying that I am saying what I'm saying because I am what I'm doing wanting to go. Don't judge me like that again, please.
No, it's not fair. All right.
No, my brother, I'm not judging you. My brother, I'm not judging. Just that when I think of the enormous amount of money that has been allocated for those stations, for their growth and for their improvement, but when you go back, you don't see anything in return.
Nothing.
It's very painful. It's very painful, you know. It's very painful. It is. So, and it's not because we have a lot of people in the media space which I know, if given the opportunity to run that those TV stations, they will bring it to full capacity, even better off than the channels, TV, the TVC, or even the NC that you are seeing today. I know what I'm talking about. So
my question is,
the case that is running this platform now, is it not from somewhere in Delta State? That the Chris is running this thing perfectly. If that the Chris is given the opportunity to run the RTV, will it not run it better? There are people who will nominate that the Chris as they nominated some of these. There are people to either Chin Hospital or what have you. If that Chris is nominated to run the RTV, you will see a limelight. But they will go and nominate somebody whom they can control.
Yeah, I know. Because
they feel that the Chris cannot be controlled. Nobody will nominate him. My brother, our problem, they inside us. Let us not judge people outside that they are the problem of the
corruption in the system. You are totally right. It's not the corruption in the system. That's why the TV stations are not growing. So we have to get rid of the people who are not functioning very well in the system, and it all depends on the government, because they have the power, not the individual. It is the government who employ them, and the government has the power to weigh the business on them and put them aside.
Let me weigh here a little bit. This is what is confusing me. Now, channels, they only live on the small money you give to them, on little adverts and all that. Yet they're able to run a successful station with few staff. And they don't have the facilities we have in Delta State, in the two radio, both in Asaba and in Warri. But they are operating well. The country is running to them. We have similar thing with NTO. The NTA manage because they get so much money from the federal government, but it's still the same trouble. That channels is actually doing better. It's better to go to channels than to go to NTA. And these are the problems. Our government need to think. It's really smart. Whereas a small person will be running a TV station on its own, and it can survive. So what is confusing me is we don't have board members in channels. There's no board members in AIT. These are people struggling. They raise money from politicians to maybe to just survive, and they pay. Sometimes they struggle to pay salaries. Don't get me wrong. But now with a station like Delta State Television in Warri and Asaba, not being I'm not even saying if we cannot even broadcast to the rest of the world, it should be very effective within the state, so that when a governor wants to talk, he goes in there and talk to the people. And some of the programs are now, because by the time government begin to use that platform, you see things will begin to happen well. And these are the things we really want to see. And you know, the implication is that some of the resources stay at home. You cannot carry our money to channels. It's our money you are putting out there. Spend the money on the people at home. Patronize the people there. And the journalists should learn from this. It's the journalists at the cost, because by the time they send themselves so cheap, then we don't have a choice. There will be no choice other than what we are going through now. So let me bring Naya back. Naya, you are welcome back. So we're talking about.
Thank you.
That's your background.
You see the problem. Yeah, the problem with Delta State Radio and television. You know, it's a systematic.
Okay.
To administration, it has been there for administration. Nobody is taking care of that particular sector. Do you know the government spend closely about 4 million per hour on channel television? Any live broadcast?
Of course.
So
it will be more. They won't be charging 4 million. No, not on government project. The government project will be 9 million. They charge it by policy. Politics is more expensive than any other one. When the government comes in, you pay 10. What I pay 5, the government pay 10. And government have the money. They have the money to pay. Anyway, it's a pity. I'm going to bring him back anytime we have him. So we are talking about we're focusing on Delta State on this town hall meeting. We're not being particular. We're not really focusing on Okowa here. Let us identify what we are doing wrong, so maybe we can correct it. I'm only because it's my area. Sometimes it boils me deep down that the commissioner for information today is a career journalist. We have some, in fact, I've been there, and we have people who can raise communication within the state. You don't have one. All you do is when the government want to make any announcement, they go to channels. They are happy to give an interview to Arise Television. Something wrong by they are not up to 10. Go and look at the staff. You see in the presenters there. How many can Delta State have? Can we train even if we don't have? With the whole facilities we have? How much does it take to go on satellite that Delta State government cannot afford? But we cannot pretend that this is okay. That is on broadcasting. I'm going to touch on every single area, but I don't think time will allow us tonight. But just to say how shameful it is that our money is being sent out. Austin is back. It's being sent out to where it shouldn't be in the name of broadcasting. And now, in this election period, where the journalists are supposed to be smiling, being important, asking difficult questions, none of these aspirants is actually carrying the journalists of Delta State along. Am I right, Austin? Okay.
Yeah, you see, if it's a Soros state where you see our radio and television station in Asaba, it cannot be compared to any other station anywhere. And This scenario is playing out in most of other states, except Lagos, where you'll have Lagos Television, Lagos State Television, LSTV, that the governor is using efficiently and effectively. Rivers State Broadcasting Television, sometimes the governor makes use of it. So it is leadership now. It is governor that will show interest in the facility, that this effort, if I want to talk to my people, this is where, this is the, give me this medium. But what do we have on ground? We continue to empower other external stations to the detriment of the one we have.
Exactly. And that
if you go there, you see that that is a civil servant region. It's not as it is.
What a pity. Anyway, it's still the same thing. I bring Inaya back from time to time. It boils down to the same thing. The thing I don't understand, we're talking about broadcasting now. Can we go back to education? Now, Delta State, our educational system are so falling. I don't know how to fall. We say fall, fail. Just too simple language. In such a bad state that we cannot even we send our children to private schools, and the private schools don't have the facilities the state schools have. This is why I'm confused. Inaya, you see, if you see the building, the land, primary schools, state primary schools have, you go and take your child from that place and you put it in a mushroom. A small quarter, maybe it's one building rented by somebody, and you are paying heavily there. The state school is suffering. Can you imagine where that define who we are as a generation? I don't think I'm going to blame the people. As a generation, that you take your child from this big land, which would have been developed for the benefit of everyone, into a small space. The same thing is with the hospitals. The hospitals we have, if you go to a general hospital, look at the landmark, look at the space. The opportunity is there. Yet we go to a quack hospital and we call it the specialist hospital because there's a good grammar to qualify it. And we take the resources of the state and pump it there. Body is sick. They have to fly into England to spend our bulk of money on treatment. Something that a state hospital could have done if we were taking care of ourselves. Who is fooling who here? Who is clever? Who is a fool here? And these are the things that we must look at in Delta State and say to ourselves, the next governor perhaps should be educated enough not to write, read and write. That is not the meaning of education. To understand governance. That because I don't see, if I'm the governor of Delta State, listen, you will pay for your child to go to school, because if you can pay 500,000 to send your child to a private school, you will pay 15,000 naira or 20,000 to send your child to my school, and you will have the best in the state. So if the state government is having problem funding the state, let them bring in some private partnership in. What did I tell the UP? UPU can take all the state schools in Uroboland and make money. It's not government now. UPU will make money and take all the schools. You know what UPU did? They actually gave the only one we have to the government. So where are we? Private school is making money. Private school is making money, Austin. Yet we give our own to the government who could not run their own. And government have the best land. You talk about the achievement. What a massive achievement did in education. None of that place.
That is Chris. Thank you very much. You see, what I want to say lastly here is that let's use this platform for to enable Urobo to set agenda for the incoming government. We have UPU in UK, UPU Canada, yes. UPU all over global network. Even if the UPU local cannot set agenda, what is the role of the UPU in diaspora? What is their role? You see people here traveling up and down. You are in diaspora. You are in London. You travel. You come back. You see the difference between here and there. It's clear to you. You know the difference. The road you ply there, you compare to the road here. The school there, the children are there. You know what is happening here in our school. Electricity. Look at my network. Keep fluctuating. See how many times I've been knocked out, knocking, coming, knock out. You have been constant there. What is it? That is the difference for you. That is the difference. So
you see, now the difference is out again. Show his ugly head again.
And they can not replicate anything yet. So what we should be doing now, is that my suggestion, leaving this platform today, is that Urobo must set an agenda for the incoming government.
Good. And that's a good place to, that is the best place to, I can't still think of a better place to end this lovely broadcast. Urobo need to set an agenda for the next coming government. And it is really important we do so now. Austin Naya has been there. He has been taking the bullet. The truth is, a young man did not come here to defend Okowa. He came to say the truth. And whatever, truth is relative. So he said, I would be saying what from my point of view.
Otherwise, you keep talking back and front. At the end of the day, Sheriff will do another 8 years, and you will keep coming and bring back budget from 2023 to the next year that is coming about.
Another 8 years will be wasted again.
Get involved. Agenda, get involved. Let's track this year. What did they say they will do in this region? This year, what did they say they're going to do? Who is responsible? Who are our representatives? Who are the people we are sending to the house? Who are the people that are being appointed as commissioner? These are the things. It is not the governor alone. The representative, the governor work with people, work with cabinet. Cabinet is make up of the entire state.
Thank you very much. And another thing, I think a very important question that we are going to end this tonight is, if I may ask a question, this is coming from Lillian. What is the role of our representatives? Very important question. You see, all these people you're voting into House of Assembly, House of this, House of that, what is their role? What impact are they making? Very good question. Now they are there again telling you they want to go. Is it because when you see now the man that is very poor, in the next few months, he will build a new house, so you will see the kind of house he will be staying. Ever staying in the House of Assembly for some few years, you will see how his life will change. His children will be abroad. Your own will still be there. And you want to ask me what is responsible? Okay. If robots want to take agenda, they've already gone in there. I don't really see the hope. Naya, Austin, my pain is that they've gone in there and they make sure they put their man as UPU President General. We pray that we can talk to the new one they put in and say, Osha, what's Anya Kurobo, or you want to work for them? I speak a little of Kurobo there. I'm dodging the whole conversation. See, it's a very big challenge. It's a big one. But we will not allow this to weigh us down. We're going to move on. You see, one other area I would have loved to look at today would have been the issue of security. With all the money, with all the security vote the government is getting, our security, we can't even move around. There's killing in my village. And they say it's court. And I say court. What is court? I don't understand what is court. But we have another day to do that. You understand? Tonight is we've exhausted it. The time is fast gone. It's nice to have you, Isaac. I want to beg that we take on a two days break on this broadcast right here. We'll come back on the 2nd to continue these town hall meetings. It's very important that we engage them. We'll be bringing even the UPU, the new UPU president, we'll bring him on board. Let's talk to them, especially on the town hall discussion. Let the world see what we are doing as a people. Austin, it was very nice talking to you and welcome. Thank you so much. We'll work together. Don't forget, you are on the ground, I'm here. I need you to make many things happen. All right? And Isaac, you've been always there to always give us good insight. And I know a lot of people will not like you. They think you are defending Okowa. But sometimes I really think Isaac is telling us his sincere opinion. He has to support his boss anyhow, but he's sometimes very sincere in the way he talks to us. And I think we should give some of them benefit of that as well. Well, that's where we're going to end the show tonight. My name is Adi Chris, and this is a town hall meeting where we focus on Delta State. A lot has been said. Robo, you got the message. Delta State need to move the bar. We cannot be poor rich people or poor people living in a rich state. It doesn't add up. We're going to take our destiny into our hands. That's where I end the show tonight. My name is Daddy Chris. Until on the 2nd, when I'll come again, I'll say thank you all and God bless you.